this on August 16th, 2026 at a liquor store here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Hemp THC spirit, 10 milligrams a serving, and as of right now, completely legal. 166 milligrams of THC in the bottle. On November 12th, the new federal limit for a container like this is 0.4 of 1 milligram. Read literally, that makes this bottle 415 times over the legal limit. Quick disclosure, I emailed LoDo asking about a sponsorship a few days ago, and I haven't heard anything yet. Hi LoDo. So I drove out and bought this with my own money, but that doesn't change how I'd talk about it either way. It never does. Also worth mentioning, it was only 30 bucks a bottle, the least expensive THC bottle at the store, and less than half the price of an equivalent bottle of Willie's Remedy. I know a lot of you found this channel through my Willie's Remedy videos, so fair warning, this one's going to matter for that too. Even Willie's THC seltzer is 10 milligrams a can. Hold that number. Let's build a cocktail while I explain what's actually going on here. I'm calling this one a sunset clause, which is the real legal term for a provision that expires on a set date. So I'm going to start out with 1.5 ounces of the apple cinnamon LoDo. We're gonna build the drink kind of around a fall theme. Keep in mind, I'm not using the whole bottle. I'm doing a 1.5 ounce serving. So that November 12th date isn't a proposal. The law is already signed. It redefines hemp, and it's been sitting there with a date on it since last year. Things got a little more confusing on August 8th because the Senate passed a funding bill that would push most of the ban to December 11th. So you may have seen headlines saying the ban is delayed. It isn't. The House hasn't voted, and the House isn't back until the first week of September. Plus, that delay only covers naturally derived hemp like this one. Synthetics get banned either way, and honestly, I'm fine with that. So next we're going to add 1 ounce of fresh lemon juice to our cocktail. The synthetic stuff like Delta 8, those are converted cannabinoids. Basically, it's CBD run through a chemical conversion. And the bottles I use on my channel are different. They're naturally derived, lab tested, and sold in liquor stores. Next I'm gonna add 3/4 of an ounce of spiced apple syrup to my cocktail. And this is from Liquid Alchemist. Great in all your fall cocktails. The main bill trying to fix all this is the Beverage Regulatory Parity Act, introduced August 10th on 2026. It would regulate these like alcohol, which makes sense to me. I'm using it just like alcohol in a cocktail. So this would include 3-tier distribution, 21 and up, 5 milligrams per serving. Per serving, not per container. Under that rule, this bottle isn't 400 times over anything. It's twice the ceiling, and a 5 milligram per serving version of this would be perfectly reasonable. Next, I'm going to add some pebble ice to my shaker and some pebble ice to my glass. So just give your LoDo apple spice syrup and lemon juice a quick shake. I'm just going to open pour that into my glass and top it off with some ginger beer. And I worked at a trade show yesterday, and somebody from Convenient Cocktail Company gave me these really nice dehydrated orange wedges, so I thought that would be a nice, quick, easy garnish. These are a little nicer than the ones I make. They don't look as like burnt or something, so we're gonna put one of those. And a little cinnamon stick. And here's what really surprised me. The law does define container, the innermost vessel in direct contact with the product. By that definition, this bottle is one container and all 166 milligrams count together. Delicious. Now that's a serving. So Congress knew this was going to be messy because the same law ordered the FDA to spell out what container actually means within 90 days. That deadline was February 10th. The FDA obviously missed it. It's now August and they haven't published it yet. So nobody actually knows whether a multi-serving bottle like this gets counted whole or measured by the pour. Not me, not the brand, not the store that sold it to me. Everybody who has to comply in November is waiting on a definition that was due in February. And here's the part you'd only catch standing in a store reading labels. There's already evidence the industry is regulating itself on exactly this question. I picked this up at Liquor Vault Superstore here in Knoxville, my favorite store in town, which has always had a great THC selection, so that part didn't surprise me at all. What caught my eye was the 30 milligram canned drinks sitting right there on the shelf. 30 milligrams, but look how they're sold. Labeled as 2 servings, and the can is resealable. That's deliberate. That's the industry and the state already regulating this per serving and building the packaging to match. And it isn't just that. Third-party lab tested, dose on the front, sold in a liquor store where you already have to be 21 to purchase. That's most of a regulatory framework, and nobody made Crescent build it. Nobody made the store build it. So there's already a working per serving system on a shelf in Tennessee today without Congress doing anything and without the FDA doing anything. That's my whole issue with this. It's not that regulating these is wrong. It's that the unit they picked doesn't describe how anybody actually drinks them, and the agency that was supposed to explain the unit just didn't show up. And here's the part I actually want people to take away. The smallest THC drink on that shelf, a 5 milligram can, the kind somebody has with dinner and feels hardly anything from, it's still 12.5 times over the limit. Remember that Willie's Remedy number? 10 milligrams a can, 25 times over the limit. 0.4 of a milligram is less than 1/10 of the weakest can anybody makes. So there's no version of an intoxicating THC drink that survives this rule. Not a strong one, not a mild one, not a starter dose. That's the entire category, top to bottom. As for the drink, I think this is a delicious example of how to properly use this and what a serving is. You get the apple cinnamon from the HotShot and from the syrup. The ginger beer gives it a little carbonation and that spicy warmth and bite you might get from alcohol. So this really tastes like a legit cocktail. It's really good. So what do you actually do with this info I just gave you? Honestly, not a lot yet. Nothing changes before November 12th at the earliest, and the House has to move in September before anyone knows anything. And this is state by state on top of federal. Texas, Ohio, Indiana, Florida all have their own situation, changing day by day. All the most up-to-date info lives on cocktailunderground.com, the state-by-state breakdown. Every THC drink I've actually tested and ranked, Willie's Remedy included, and a page of discount codes for the brands I do work with. That's one place I can keep updated faster than these videos, so start there instead of guessing in a store aisle. The full recipe for the Sunset Clause is in the description below and at cocktailunderground.com. While you're there, consider joining my mailing list for the latest THC news and cocktail recipes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!